We are just 2 days away now from electing a new governor. Rick Perry is leaving office after serving for 14 years. The race between Republican Greg Abbott and Democrat Wendy Davis has been a heated one, with allegations thrown out by both candidates. That includes several negative television ads. The latest Rasmussen poll shows Abbott with an 11-point lead over Davis, 51 to 40%. So does Wendy Davis still have a shot at winning on Tuesday? And if Greg Abbott only wins by single digits, will Texas Democrats consider that to be a victory? The race for governor is our topic this half hour, and we want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page. You can also weigh in on Twitter. Use the hashtag Fox26forlife. Our Sunday panel is standing by, and it's led by our Fox 26 legal analyst, Chris Tritico. What do you think about those two questions, Chris? Do you think Democrats will still say it's a victory if Abbott only wins by single digits?
I think it's a valid question that can the Democrats begin to eke away at the Republican hold on the state. And I think that's what they're trying to do here. And that's why the question's been phrased, can we get below 10% for the first time in a very, very long time? It's a valid question. And it really goes to the heart of the question that we've been talking about in here is about what happens with Harris County, and can Wendy Davis, if she can pull within 1.5%, can the Democrats carry Harris County? Let me introduce Mustafa Tamiz, our political analyst, and Jackie Bally, our public policy analyst. And I don't remember who went first last time, but I'm going to you, Mustafa. I can't remember. So let's talk about that. Can Wendy Davis pull this below 10%, and is that a victory for Democrats?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think more than the percentage, can Democrats carry Harris County? Because if we carry Harris County, it is an incredible victory for Democrats because Dallas is already blue. If Harris County, the largest county, goes blue, it shows the path to success for Democrats.
What about that?
Well, of course, you'll find this shocking, but I disagree. Finally, we disagree. No, I do not believe that Wendy Davis will carry Harris County. I think it is a valid question, however. We knew when she got into the race, there was no way she was going to beat General Abbott. But I do think the real question that both you and Sally said is the real question, and can she come into single digits? Most polls are showing that he's leading from 11, I've seen, as the lowest, to as high as 20. So the fact that we're asking that question, I think because Democrats are trying to, say, oh, this is our possibility, this is our chance, but it's not going to happen. She's not going to carry Harris.
If she gets Harris County within a point and a half, do you agree that Democrats could then win some of those seats?
Well, she won't, but let's just say in the possible make-believe world of the Democrats that she does, then that will trickle down into other races. I think that's the question you're asking.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't agree with Jackie on that. I think that Harris County could be within a point and a half. It has been the last 3 election cycles.
Well, it's been very competitive. And during the presidential year, President Obama carries Harris County. It's that this gubernatorial elections is what's at stake. And we were just talking about the DA's race being very competitive. So we're within striking range. It depends on what happens on election. Does it rain? Does it not rain?
But it does help. It does help that this is not a presidential year,
right.
And it does help that the current president, a lot of people are not
happy
pleased with.
And that bodes well for Republicans.
It bodes very well.
And
we've
been talking about the weather, and it looks like
yes.
there's a 40% chance of rain on Tuesday. And you said
black women, we are not getting out in the rain.
And
so
I did not say that.
We're not getting out in the rain. So I don't think it's going to look good for you. Sorry.
Well, look, whether it looks good or not, it's important for people to come out and vote, regardless of which party you're in.
And regardless of what happens to your hair.
And regardless of what happens to your hair. Look, I think that one of the sad parts about this is that as people talk about that so-and-so can't win or so-and-so will win, the hard part is that if you're rooting for that candidate, you might not come out because you think it's not having a statewide impact. But the down ballot races are really critical.
Let me go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Yeah, this is really playing out on Twitter as well. Let's take a look at a retweet first. This is from United Blue, Texas. Wendy Davis can beat Greg Abbott if she turns out the Obama voters. And then Kathleen McClinley, a local conservative blogger, says this desperation from the Davis campaign sort of shows a delusion that they think there is any chance they can win. Your thoughts?
I'm not sure I agree with the last one, but the first tweet I thought was an interesting tweet, and let's talk about that.
Yeah, I think it's great that we do have some people who are tying her to Obama because we're in Texas, for heaven's sakes. So the more that the Democrats tie her to Obama,
the harder
better
it is to win.
Right, the better it will be for us. So, and she has tried to stay away from that, even though there was a tie there at the very beginning. But she's tried to pull away from that because she said, "Oh, I'm in a conservative state. That won't work."
We got less than a minute, but it's going to be hard to pull out Obama voters, isn't it?
Well, that's always the case, where your presidential year turnout versus gubernatorial year, we drop percentage significantly. But, you know, she has closed in that gap. I mean, this is, again, no Democrat has won for decades. And she raised, you know, anywhere from $26 to $30 million. She closed that gap, and she's been underestimated through the entire process. And she's made that race competitive. And going into Election Day, it's not just the gubernatorial race, not just the statewide races, but the local races are really important. And I think that we have a good shot of winning
We've
Harris
got 30
County.
seconds left, but is this a setup for her to run in 4 years?
It may be, but at that point, you know, her time has passed. She built up when she, nationally, when she did the filibuster on abortion, and a lot of the dollars that she did get are coming out of state for many liberals when they saw that filibuster. But that's not going to work in a conservative red state like Texas.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. We'll be back next week with some really, really good stories.
We look forward to it. You guys are going to be on tomorrow morning too, right?
Yes, we'll be here tomorrow morning to talk about the election.
All right, sounds good. Let's check in with Caitlin.